Alright, so I'm just gonna record the entire, all of this. So, this is all the proof anyone needs. I'm ready whenever, because he tells me we can discuss the contract. FA, free agent, we don't have enough cap space, he says. I was promised a contract, I say. Sorry, but that's the best we can do right now. Send him the screenshot. You can read that, but he says, sounds like a deal to get signed right before FNCS. So, February 4th is when it was supposed to be. He says, sounds like a deal. So February 3rd, which is today, that doesn't happen, clearly. He says he's not a part of our team anymore. We're moving in a different direction. I said, I'm aware of that. But the management is the management. If one person leaves, that shouldn't really change anything. He says, well, he didn't consult that with me. And he says, neither me or Jaden have heard that. And then I send screenshots saying Jaden was definitely aware of this. Because 102, he says, I was DMing Jax and we agreed on getting signed up for FNCS. He says, yup, that's all the proof you need. So Jaden definitely did know about this, which he says he didn't. So there's that. And then I said, you said we can just talk more about the contract. I said, can you give me a date? February 1st, blah, blah, blah. Discuss, not promise. We can still discuss. Yeah, we can't. I just don't think we can pay. So at this point, I'm like, all right. I'm just not like, you know, there you go. And then he said, I say that. He says, can you send me a screenshot, which I already did, but I'll send again. We can offer a contract, we just can't pay you. He says, one investor bailed and we're saving up for someone right now, so up to you. And I'm like, what does that even mean? We can offer a contract, we just can't pay you. And I say, I'm confused. He says, you can get all the benefits, like free GFX, all of that. I says, I get that as an FA without being contracted, though. Then the other thing he says is, okay, the other thing we can do is if you call for FNCS heats and place top 100 and 3 cash cups, we can pay you $20, and grants is another 15. So what you're saying is that if I make FNCS grants, which already gives me 300 plus, I get 35 more. He says, yup, it's tough for us financially. To keep you, we can't sign the player we wanted. Then I say, out of curiosity, who might that player be? He says, can't leak but top 100. I said, Jotter is my best guess, because he's my friend and I know he's top 100. And like, we're not saying we don't want you. He's like, that's not what I'm saying. And it's like, yeah, that's definitely what you're saying. I'm not stupid. I mean, I can see that. And so if you want me, you're willing to pay me. Other teams are willing to pay me. Blah, blah, blah. He says, you want to sign me as an FA? Because, alright, you can read all of that. He asked what I mean by miracle placement. I explained right there. He says, good luck. And I said, yeah, I'm just going to leave Team Mayhem. And then I'm like, try to be more professional, during your promises. And he says, I offered you a contract, which is the fucking barbershop $35 grand, $20 heat shit, which like he didn't even offer at the start. He said he wasn't going to pay me at all at the start.
Do I do it?
Hold on, I'm recording right now. He says, like, what would I even have gained from that? He says, I say, that gave me, a contract that gave me no money. He says, I still a contract. And I'm like, all right, yeah, no, I'm definitely not joining back. He says, good luck. I said, Jaden, you've done a lot for me. I thank him. He says, thank you. I said, at least it's sour taste in my mouth, though. Considering you knew about this for weeks and acknowledged it. And I'm like, but it's whatever. He's like, it just depends on the placement this month. Just want to move on. He says, I said we can discuss. He told me to DM you getting signed right before FNCS on February 4th. Jaden says, yep. Like, that's all you need to know right there. He says, I didn't read that fully in detail. Like, okay, bro. He says, this screenshot. It says, talk more about my contract. I'm assuming that means, like, how much I'm going to get paid, all that. Normally, a contract gives you money, and a contract that gives me no money already offers me no other benefits that an FA doesn't get. He says, an investor scammed, which, like, that shouldn't affect me, you know? He says, I was just trying to express on that point that we can't pay you. We just can't. And I said, you're telling me not a single one of you have like $50 in your PayPal. Because they says we just can't pay, which I'm assuming means that the investor scammed them, so they don't have any money. He said, I do have money. He says, I do, but I'm a manager. Like, okay, that doesn't... He says, it was your management's fault, so that falls on you, doesn't it? He said, I joined a week ago. That doesn't fucking matter. I say that gonna affect your org negatively. Like it's not fair for me. He says we'd assumed you played good you'd place good this season. FNCS hasn't even happened. There's literally nothing that happened other than Frosty, which I made money in. He says, do you think we're doing FNCS? He says, what if we were to reevaluate you? And at this point, I'm already getting offers from like other orgs that will pay me no matter what. So I'm like, I'm already no. He says, if you place, we can offer a contract. If you don't, no good. That's not a contract. That's incentives. And I already get a contract that pays me either way from a different org. Blah, blah, blah. You wanted the contract. $0 is not a contract. He says, we can do 20, but that's probably not as good as your other offer. I'm like, yeah, it's not as good as my other offer. He says, I have a deal. He says, if you call for FNCS Heats, we give you a $20 contract. I say, why would I take that over something that offers me more money no matter how much I place? Then he misreads what I said, so I explain it right there. And I'm like, if he says, if you don't mind me asking, what team is offering more? I say, I'll tell you if you tell me who you're picking up that's top 100. He says, talking to Jodder, which, like, I can tell that's cap, because that's what I said, and he didn't tell me earlier. And I said, yeah, that's cap, lol. I'm not dumb. He says, Finesse, we offered you 20, you said no, so we didn't scam. He's just trying to make it look like they didn't scam, when clearly they did. And I said, all you want from me is not to hurt your public image. He says, I don't get what you mean. I said, you know exactly what I mean. now he's saying I'm blackmailing them, which I'm not, because I already said I'm leaving the org. Way up there I said I'm leaving the org, so I'm not blackmailing them at all, because I'm not getting anything about it. You're not paying me either way. You said you offer me a McDonald's contract to try to make it look like you you didn't scam. Oh, you want to see how well you place in FNCS? He says, you're going to expose us for not offering more money. I say, no, you weren't going to offer shit. Because it's FA right there. And then he adds Conan to the group, and then the rest is just like, yeah. We're gonna even do. I'll scroll through this, but this is just them like trying to frame it so it looks good on them. You can pause if you want.
Finesse.
Yeah.
Look in DMs. Did you record that all for Twitter?
This thing, yeah, it's all